Okay, welcome to the Lobo Den Podcast. We had Katie Oliver. We talked about North Dakota. We talked about the Secret Service. Her dad was in the Secret Service, and there's a guy who had a crush on Jodie Foster. He did some crazy things to try to get at her abortions, right? We talked redheads, right? We got into a DUI a little bit, so don't go to Munderline and get a DUI on 45. I didn't mean to rhyme that. I'm so sorry. Okay, Lobo Den.
Lobo Den, Lobo Den, Lobo Den. Lobo Den, Lobo Den, Lobo Den. Lobo Den, Lobo Den, Lobo Den.
Okay, welcome to the Lobo Den Podcast. Today we have Katie Oliver, but to my left is Justin Smith from Common Glyph Studios. He's recording us. He's from St. Louis, and somebody just got shot in the head there by it was a homeless guy. It was pretty disgusting. He was on the side by the curve, and the guy was like taking his time to load his gun, and some guy was watching, and the guy's like, the gun got jammed. And he was like, what is going on? And they just shot him. So that's pretty fucked. But nobody's getting shot today. Actually, somebody just got shot down the street, right? Chi-town.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. That's like a movie scene. Katie Oliver is on the podcast. We're just talking about me. She sent me a message. You said you were listening to the podcast, right? And then
Yeah, so I listened to like one of my good friends recorded an episode, Chris Damon, and then
he went down a girl, right?
and that's how he had a stroke.
No, yeah, okay. But fuck, I don't know if you talked about it in the podcast or not, but I
Oh,
just
he
heard
did.
about it today. Damn it. Okay, but Chris Damon was on the podcast.
He so I listened to it because we're good friends, and then I started going through the episodes, and I was like, oh well, Matt Brown's a really good friend, and I like Blake, and I like Tito, and I like fucking Mike Robinson.
Tito, and we were saying Mike Robinson, his episode. I don't know where it's at, but it was a little bit.
It's
was taken
now-
off.
But it's on again.
You know why I took it off, right?
Actually, I messaged him after I heard it, and I was like,
The OG one before it got taken off. Or
yeah,
after.
no, after you, because you just brought it back on recently,
Mhm.
right? Like the first day you brought it back on, like I'm not telling you bullshit. Like I'm saying that like the last 5 episodes I've listened to of podcasts have been Lobo Den.
The Lobo Den.
Yeah, I hate your fucking intro song because it's such an earworm.
Yeah, it's very catchy.
Lobo Den.
It's a Lobo Den. But Mike's got taken off because his baby mama was. I got on, she was messaging me. She was creating accounts and messaging me. And I was like, what's going on? And then he's like, hey, can you take it off? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I take it off. And it was like a year later. And then it's when I was moving studios from James to here. I didn't have a studio. Or before I went to the lodge, I had no. So, I recorded with James.
Yeah.
And then I went to the lodge for a little bit. And then it was a limbo time where I had to do a few at the house, and I was like, "There's 2
At the house in
at my house."
Kenosha?
Yeah, in the basement. I did a few solos and put them out because I didn't have a studio at the time.
Okay.
And then I remember Michael Robinson I reached out and I was like, it was Michael Robinson and Luca Farah. Luca Farah still does not let me release his. He sent me money because I was like, look, man, I was like, can I release yours? It's been like forever. First he was looking for a job, but he was like, I can't. And I was like, all right. But Michael was like, I was like, hey, I just reached out to him because like I was trying to fill up stuff before I got a studio, and I was like, Michael, can I release it? He was like, man, yeah, it's fuck it, let it go. So it came out, and then but Lucas still he refuses to. He didn't say anything bad in it, but I maybe did. I don't know. People get weird,
I get it.
They get in their head. And it's like
I haven't given you sign off on releasing this episode yet, and we're like 3 minutes in.
Yeah, it's coming out. It's fucking coming out.
I brought you baklava.
Oh yeah, I've never. So baklava, are you an Arab? Is this
No,
is Arab,
no,
right?
I'm Norwegian and Irish.
Death metal
Yes.
or black metal. Black metal's Norwegian.
But I had to be in Wicker Park, and I don't live near Wicker Park, so I went to my favorite. I went to Sultan's Market, which is just like a really good, and it's
So tell me, this is sweet, right? I'm gonna try because
yeah. So baklava is basically phyllo dough and honey, and phyllo dough and honey, and then like pistachios in there. Like, try it. You'll
no,
like
I'm gonna
it.
try. So I go.
Have you never had baklava?
I see it every other day. So I go either bring lunch or I go to Chipotle or this pita place, this Middle Eastern place, like every week for lunch. The same 2 spots.
Yeah.
And then there's every few weeks I go to get gyro. right? You know, Alex Sakanika is Greek. You know, I take a picture of my Yidel and I post it on his Facebook whenever I get a Yidel. I feel cool. I didn't know. I feel cool like I'm saying it.
I
right.
don't know him, but I know a lot about
Greeks?
I've been to Greece and I've eaten
You
and
been
made
to Greece? Hold on.
Yeah.
All right. This is my first time, and I go, but I'm cheap. I'm like, my thing's already like $12 for my lunch. So then I'm like, I can't justify getting it because my girlfriend DoorDashes and her
I
luncheons are $30 fucking dollars.
your girlfriend's DoorDash.
Yeah.
But like I don't have a job right now, but I'm so Midwestern that I couldn't show up without things for you guys.
Okay. Just remind me of something Mexican maybe.
Really?
Yeah, it's something Mexican.
No,
in them.
It's
Okay.
not as dense as a churro. It's really light and flaky.
Trying to think what it is. But from this side, if you never had a baklava, right? A baklava is also a thing you put over your face, right? If you're gonna be like
That's a burqa.
no, go to baklava or something. The Russians have okay. You know, like the COD games, Call of Duty.
A babushka?
Babushka sounds Jewish.
But it's Russian Jewish.
Go to images. Song about Kate Bush had no. It's over your face. Go to baklava face, hitting that the devil's lettuce. I don't know how to spell baklava, but yeah, baklava.
Yeah. Baklava face.
Go to there it is. Okay, it's pretty close right there. That's pretty close sounding to. It's
Oh, got it.
So
These all look like fashion, not religion, though.
No, these are the ones you put on your face because. So that thing, whatever. So it's a ski mask without the two holes with the open thing. It's you know how to pronounce that?
Baklava.
A baklava. That's pretty close, right? I'm not
It is.
crazy.
No,
You looked at me like I was insane. Like,
No, I just didn't know those were called that.
cool.
I didn't look at you like you were crazy.
Okay, podcast. So, you got arrested, right? Few DUIs, right?
Yeah, 3.
But 3 in Illinois or North. You're from North Dakota.
I'm from North Dakota.
Well, this is what I think about North Dakota: old prostitutes who are maybe Asian and fracking.
You got half of that right.
Yeah,
We didn't.
there's a pipeline.
There. Well, I mean,
Where are the presidents at? Is that south or north?
that's south.
Oh,
That's okay. Everyone makes
how
that mistake.
different are North and South Dakota? Because I've been both in the Carolinas. I was like, oh, I see how different. I know
How different are they? The funny thing is,
it's
South
cold as fuck.
like, yeah, duh for both. But like, the thing is, South Dakota is the flashy Dakota. North Dakota
Myrtle
people.
Beach, South Carolina. Okay.
North Dakota, yeah, it's like Myrtle Beach, but North Dakota is colder, closer to Canada, windier.
Where's Fargo?
Fargo? Actually, I have a tattoo of North Dakota on my arm.
Is that the star said Fargo?
That's Bismarck,
Fuck.
which is where I'm from. Fargo is like right here on the border.
But it's in North Dakota, right?
It's in North Dakota, but it's on the border.
All right. Don't tell me anything about the movie because I still want to see it. I haven't seen it yet. Fargo.
You've been super busy
Okay.
for the last 25 years.
A little bit. Like every time I try to see it, like, do you stay awake for movies?
It depends where I see them.
If you're not by yourself and we're like, when you were a significant other and you watch movies together, did you stay awake?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But if you get me into one of those recliny seats, I can have my weed pen on me. Like I'm falling asleep. Sometimes I like bring a large scarf, so it's like a blanket. So I set
A
myself up.
babushka.
A babushka, you're right. I set myself up for a nap in some situations. But if I'm at home and I'm watching a movie, that's like an active choice. So I will stay awake.
So you pulled in front of the cop? Is that what happened? Like it was after a show, right? You're just like right in front of the police
Man,
officer.
you really did it.
You listen to Lobo Den. People look at me like, how do you know? You're
No,
psychic.
no, you listened to the one episode of that time I got arrested
Never
that's
heard
still on YouTube.
Never heard of that show.
Liar. You were on it.
So the Patreon, you know what? One of the episodes I might have allegedly put on Patreon because I was looking at my hard drive and I was like, the Molly one, I was like, I'll put it up for now. And it probably might come down eventually, but it's up right now. So I was like, fuck it, yo.
Anyway, yeah, no, I turned left in front of a cop. And I mean, my DUI in Chicago was like,
You got to try to get a deal in Chicago because they don't fuck with you. Like
I'm a
cops don't fuck with you in Chicago.
I'm a white lady.
But cops have shit to worry about. Like I feel safe driving in Chicago. I drive in the suburbs. I'm like this. I whatever. But I'm in Chicago. It's like I do stuff like that. Sometimes I'm like, oh shit, there's a cop right there, and I'm like, oh, I'm in Chicago. Like I was coming here a few weeks ago, and then a cop had his lights on behind me, and I was like, how? I'm in Chicago. You don't get pulled over in Chicago.
Did you get pulled over?
No, there was another cop, and they got in front of him. They were next to each other, and they were talking, and then I saw him drive off to go solve like real crimes, and I was like, it's like
It was Wicker Park. It was a Saturday night.
Saturday
We were
night.
actually pulling over so my friend could drive.
That happened to me.
Really?
Yeah, in Mundelein, we were pulling over so my friend so we could not drive. But all right, you were pulling over so your friend could drive,
Mm-hmm.
and then that you pulled in front. You didn't see the cop, right? You were drink. What was your drink? 'Cause you used to drink. You don't drink that much anymore at all. Are you clean?
I mean, I smoke a lot of weed, and weed's not a drug.
No.
And I'm on a lot of medications for depression. My aim is complete sobriety from alcohol. Sometimes I fail that, but
How long you been clean with the booze? You have the tokens?
no, I don't do the 12 steps.
No,
No.
because you got to believe in God. You can do what I believe in God, right? I was gonna go 12 steps.
The
at
thing
one point.
is, for me, I believe in something like there has to be something bigger than humans, because have you seen what humans do to other humans? Um, I do my best to define it, but
Yeah,
like for
improv.
now, I'm just trying to like give thanks to what I have and honor the things I've been given, and like do right and be kind. I know that sounds super wishy-washy.
No,
It's not.
you know what? Not maybe not the best person to bring up who just had something like that. And I screen recorded. I was like, it's a good point. He was just trying to be nice. Louis C.K., but he just let's
like-
separate the artist from the jerking off. But I was like, he was like, just try to be nice, try to be a good person, because people.
Well, and I'm not trying to be a cunt by saying this, but like, I feel like my character is very like. I feel like there's no. I don't doubt my character. Like, I made someone a fucking family.
Oh,
like
you were an open. So my last guest, Lindsay, she's an open mom.
she's an open adopted mom. Yeah, Lindsay.
So and then you were open mommer.
It's called a birth mom.
You're the birth mom.
I'm
right?
I'm the BM.
You've seen Baby Mom, right? With
Amy Poehler.
Amy Poehler and
I think I've seen it once.
just once.
Just once.
You've seen Baby Mama?
You know what? But I've seen Juno like 8 times.
I think I've seen it once. It has the skinny guy. You've seen Juno? I've seen it one time.
But doesn't it make more sense for me to see Juno than Baby Mama?
Wait, why? What? I forgot what Juno was about. McLovin's in it, right?
McLovin's not in it.
McLovin.
George Michael Bluth.
Oh,
is
the
in
skinny
it.
guy.
The skinny
He's
guy.
friends with McLovin in the McLovin movie.
In the McLovin movie, they're buddies.
Yeah, and he's in it. Oh, he's the one who gets a gold slosher. Remember in that movie?
Yes, we're talking about Superbad.
Yeah, super bad. His goal is to get the booze for the girl, and
But they couldn't get the rights to Goldschlager, so it had to be something else.
They didn't use Goldschlager. in it?
No, trust me. I have a really good memory about shit like this.
Those sons, yeah, the sons of bitches. But anyways, you had a baby. You were young, North Dakota.
Yep.
You got pregnant, but you were with the person you were with. You wanted to be with, right? You're like, you know what?
The person I was with was my boyfriend at the time, but I got pregnant and he wanted to get married, and I was like, I am not going to marry you just because we got pregnant.
Was he a fracker or?
No, he was like
manly guy or
this was pre
9/11.
Yes. No, it wasn't pre 9/11, but it was like pre oil boom in North Dakota.
Okay.
But we got pregnant. He wanted to get married, and I was like, I'm not going to marry you just because we got pregnant.
He was white.
He was.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm from North Dakota. Like, we didn't get minorities until like 10 years ago.
Are there reservations in North Dakota?
Yes.
Okay.
There are 4 different reservations, I believe. Um, but that shit's super segregated. Like
Yeah, that's a whole different.
I used to do work with a domestic abuse, sexual assault nonprofit that handled some stuff on reservations. And it's just like a completely different animal.
Do you remember the first time you had a Diet Coke?
Do I
Now
remember?
you prefer the bottle over the can.
No, I prefer the can over the. You know what I prefer is I prefer the 16-ounce can.
Why? Oh, they make us.
It's like
Oh,
a tall
I like
boy,
the
but
12. I like the 12.
no, it's like a tall boy, but for Diet Coke. I can shotgun a 16-ounce Diet Coke
That's too
can.
much.
The belch that comes out
Do you?
after that is.
I'm gonna bring up another Diet Coke. This is one of like this to me. This is like the what is it? The Mount
McDonald's.
Rushmore. Man, that McDonald's
Diet Coke.
You ever have McDonald's Diet Coke?
Well,
my
you know,
gosh.
they have done like market research and they
That's
have their
so good.
own brand and they have their own straws that come up at like,
They're wider.
yeah, this shit is insane. But guess what? Num 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 num.
Asians.
I love it.
Oh,
Oh,
like
God.
nom nom, right? Like Vietnamese food, isn't it?
No,
Nom nom.
I drink
Oh.
like I don't drink Diet Coke from McDonald's a lot, but when I do, I go through it super quick.
Dude, I used to like.
I
Okay,
live across from a Sonic and a McDonald's, and the fact that I don't
I
fucking
hate
live at
Sonic.
both of those, whatever, cherry limeade is dope.
Well, like childhood drama and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
I have Sonic, not teenager, 20s drama where we didn't have Sonic here, and then there was these commercials, Sonic, but there was no Sonics around us, and my buddy was like, it started getting to like it was just Sonic. It was like subliminal, and he was like, I want to go to Sonic. I want to go to Sonic. And I was like, there's no Sonic right here. And we look up, there's a Sonic in Wheaton, Illinois. There's a fucking Sonic. So we drive an hour and a half, or because we're from the burbs. We drive an hour and a half for a Sonic, and we went to the Sonic. We drove around once. He was smoking weed, right? And then he went back around in a drive-through. And then the next day he went to a Sonic. And the next day he dragged me, and I went with him. But it was like a week where it was just like we're driving an hour and a half for Sonic. I was like, look, we're driving an hour and a half. It's not that good. Like for me driving an hour and a half, and then so I hated Sonic for a while. Like I hated Sonic and Dave Matthews Band. Do you like the Dave Matthews Band?
I do not.
No,
I
because they shit in the Chicago River on some people.
no. Like when
Isn't
I
that a holiday?
was-
There's a day that happened, right?
people remember it because we're in the world of the internet, but I don't think it's a proper holiday. But
It's Mother's Day.
like Mother's Day. Funny enough, the day before Mother's Day is actually called Birth Mother's Day.
Oh, really?
I didn't know that. My son's adoptive mom told me, so I get my own day once a year, which is cool. But
what do you do
no,
on Birth Mother's Day?
mostly like what I've done in the past. It's out. It's fine.
Is this Jewish water? Can we see that? Can I see that for a second?
Yeah, it's it's bubble water.
Garlsteiner. What is this? Where's this from?
German. I don't
Okay.
know. I don't know where it's from. I got it at a fancy
It's
grocery
from
store.
Garlstein, Germany. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I got distracted.
It's a good. Do you like bubble water? Do you want to try it?
I'm gonna put some in my booze.
Do it.
So I like Topo Chico, right?
I almost got Topo Chico, but they didn't. They only had the small ones. I need.
I like the smaller ones.
Well, their bubbles are better on the smaller ones, but this for the like what I was going for was largest container, best bubbles.
Do you like White Castle?
I've had White Castle. Like it's not something I gravitate towards.
Does North Dakota have
No.
anything?
Like what do you like? You need to expand on anything.
Like I'm figuring there's a McDonald's or Burger King within 50 miles, and that's it. So there's no
Okay.
White Castle, but there might be a Taco Bell. Like this is my prejudiced mind thinking
No,
of
no,
North
no.
Dakota.
But I grew up. Okay, so this is North Dakota. This star right here is Bismarck. That's where I grew up.
Bismarck he's from, the rapper.
Yes, exactly. No, we didn't have fucking black people in the 80s. We barely have. No, I don't want to say that. They've gotten way more diverse. Anyway,
Because of fracking.
no, just because the world's evolving.
Black people are going to North Dakota?
Anyway,
Why?
well, we have 2 Air Force bases. That brings people in.
Okay.
Fracking helped. I don't know enough to speak on the populous growth of North Dakota.
Okay.
But when I grew up there, our town was like 50, 60,000, but we were the big city. So we had,
Big Mar, right?
yeah, we had McDonald's, Burger King, Hardee's, which is like the Midwest
Jr..
Carl's Jr.
Yeah.
My sister and I drove from Bismarck to Humboldt County after I graduated.
California, that's where
Yeah, that's where
grew
she,
marijuana.
well, she went to college out there, met her husband out there, they got married, moved to Chicago, but like her and I drove out there once. And the first time at a Carl's Jr., I was like, what the fuck? This is a Hardee's. And she's like,
It's Carl's Jr.
It's Carl's Jr.
Hardee's doesn't have the star, right?
It does.
It does. Pull up Hardee's and Carl's Jr. So there used to be.
You know what we didn't have is we didn't have those. We didn't have things like fried zucchini because it was just not in the North Dakota brand.
fried pickles.
Yeah, we'll do that because
but they're Canadians. You're close to the border, right?
we are. Because right above North Dakota is Manitoba.
Who's this lady?
Okay, go to
She Mexican?
images.
Is that the owner of Hardee's?
Sorry,
Some
sorry.
Mexican
I'm
chick?
not trying to tell you how to do your job, but that's the difference.
Oh, they put the star on the right.
Yep.
This is kind of like a gangs because like there's the 5-point star, there's the People Nation, and there's the Folk Nation. So Hardee's has them charboiled burgers, and it's the same thing. Why do they do that? Like Hellman's and Best Foods, and there's
Are Hellman's and Best Foods the same?
same thing, but just in one part of the country. Look, and then the purple one is both. So that's what is
Okay,
it?
Oklahoma. I see you.
Oklahoma,
'Cause
Louisiana.
we're the only one that both.
Little Wayne's from Louisiana. But anyways,
But the thing is, I can't, like, they say there are Hardee's in Illinois. I don't know where there's a Hardee's around
only
here.
Hardee's I remember, there was one in Waukegan for a little bit. It closed down. It was one of the locations where everything closed down for a little bit. And there was one in, I think it was there's a shithole. I hate it so much. So I live in Wisconsin now. But there's a town called Racine, Wisconsin. I don't know if you've ever been there.
I know of Racine. I might have stopped there for. Is it on 9094?
Google garbage trash. Or garbage can. That's fucking Racine. I don't like it. I don't like the roads. Everything's curved.
Like, let me say this: the most I know about Racine is the Racine peaches.
Listen
from
here,
Lake
that's Racine right there. This is
Uline.
huh? No, Uline. Uline is everywhere, but this is Racine. No, they don't have a Uline. I'm just saying Racine is trash.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Got it. I love the Uline catalog.
I get it. Do you get the Uline catalog? No.
Oh, it's so good.
It's
You
fucking
can
so
get
satisfying.
anything. Fuck you, Container Store. I want the Uline catalog.
That's a 32-gallon Uline. That's a 30-gallon trash container. This one looks like that's a 10, right? That's a 10 brute. And my day job, right? They have Uline calendar. So, anyways, what was it? You were in a relationship, right? And then your best friend married and had a kid
Yeah.
with your girlfriend. Was she white? Did she have purple hair? What happened to her?
So I was with a guy for like 3.5 years.
Puerto Rican?
No, white guy.
North
ginger.
Dakota?
North Dakota.
Okay. They
Um
have gingers in North Dakota. All right. That's kind of like ethnic.
we were cool. We were cool. I got pregnant and he was like, I'm not ready to be a dad.
Why'd you come at me?
I was on actually I got pregnant twice while on birth control.
You're actually Mexican. Norwegian. Have you done a 22andMe, right?
No, I got pregnant both times on birth control. But I look back at it now and I'm like, oh, I totally could have talked him into like staying pregnant. But I'm not in that business.
Yeah,
Like,
red
I've
hair.
already
red hair.
I already gave a kid away.
This is after your.
Yeah, no, I had Joseph at 21 and then I
Like Joe Coy.
then I had 2 abortions 9 months apart with this boyfriend,
With the ginger.
the ginger.
Bill Burr's evil cousin.
I wish I would have stayed with him if he were as funny as Bill Burr. I actually realized I've been rewatching the show Blossom. Do you know the show
She has
Blossom?
the nose.
She does have a
She's
nose.
Jewish, right?
She is Jewish.
She's smart. She's like, she has a doctorate, and now
Yeah.
she's in Jeopardy. And
Yes.
there was a guy in it who'd be like, "Whoa, right?
Whoa.
Joey
Joey Lawrence.
Buttafuoco or something. I don't know.
Lawrence. Joey Lawrence.
His wife was Lorena Bobbitt. Or I'm mixing things up here.
You are.
Mhm. So you started watching Blossom again.
I started watching Blossom again,
I
and
only
like
watch old shows.
I
Became a heroin addict.
it was so funny because a joke this boyfriend told me years ago on our first
You
date.
son of a bitch.
Yeah, he's like,
know where
"This
it's
is your Krelbo." They said that in the movie or in the TV show Blossom. Joey, the dumb one, was like, "This is your elbow. This is your Krelbo." And I was like, "Oh, that's where my boyfriend stole that fucking joke from. Was from Blossom." Like he said it to me on our first date, and I thought it was so witty and funny.
And he got you. He stole the Blossom joke, and because of
No, because of that, we built a 3.5-year relationship.
got pregnant twice.
Got pregnant twice, and he got so mean at the end that I was just like,
He was like, "Whoa, all these babies."
But I realized.
Why'd he get mean?
Um,
His Irish temper.
I think, honestly,
Was
like
he short?
thinking he wasn't. But I think thinking back now, he had regrets about the first abortion, which I never did.
But not the second one. He was like, "That was gun call."
The second one, he was already sleeping with my best friend.
It's this guy. That's not nice.
Yeah. And like it was around Christmas. I had to go, like, getting an abortion in North Dakota is not fucking easy.
It's so cold. It takes longer, probably.
Well, guess what? This womb is warm. So I had my first one in North Dakota. The second one I had to have in Minnesota because a
Prince.
friend of mine died.
He's from Minnesota, right? He was a Jehovah's Witness, so he would have been against it. You know, he's a Jehovah.
He was he dead by then? He was not dead by then. I don't think he was dead by
I think he
then.
died at the second tower is when he came down, right?
That's
Isn't that how Prince died? He was playing basketball, making waffles on Tower 2. Okay, I could be wrong. It's the baklava talking. Yeah. Okay, second abortion in Minnesota
second abortion was
at
in
the Mall of
Minnesota.
America, right? And with the
Yes.
kiosk in the middle.
God, I wish. It would have been so much easier. No,
It
actually,
just happened.
you want to.
That this lady in Venezuela just died because she had a liposuction in Venezuela at a kiosk in the mall. There was a kiosk in the mall who was doing liposuctions and she died. So maybe that's not the best place.
No, but do you want, like, the tea is. I went to Minneapolis for a friend's funeral,
Mhm.
and the girl he was cheating on me with lived there and I didn't know it yet. So I was like, hey, I have to come down for a borscht fune or a fune borscht, like whatever you want to call it.
Forsh.
Forsh.
Let's keep it compact. A forsh.
I like Born Fune because it sounds
Born Identity.
Norwegian.
Oh, okay.
Closer
Born
to my
Fuge?
people. Born Fuge. And she was like, yes, it's fine. I'll drive
pretty
you
good.
there. And the night before, she was like, I didn't take the day off work. I can't drive you there. And I was like, oh, it's the night before my abortion.
That's
Your
a Tim Burton movie,
is it?
wasn't it?
But I called my.
Night before my abortion, was it Tim Burton? It had the little stick figures. Okay, I could be confused, but continue.
I had two friends who lived together at the time, like two of my close friends from college, and I called them up and I was like, I don't
Theater
know.
school, right, or something? Or was that?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
yeah. We all lived together in college. We call ourselves.
Let's kill some babies. No,
Well, I called them and I was like, I don't know why I asked anyone other than you guys, but can one of you drop me off and one of you pick me up? And the girl that picked me up at the time was working for a string of adult bookstores. So she pulled and she was like their inventory manager. So she would drive around in a big white van that had
a white
fantasy gifts on it, which was like their motto was what you do in your bedroom is our business.
Mhm.
And so she pulled into the abortion clinic parking lot and walked me out, and they had this
Sounds like an Eric Andre episode.
Someone popped up, like some protester popped up, and they're like, "You
I've
have,
been there.
you have the strength to be a mother." And my friend just said, like, she's walking me into the car, and she's like, "Sir, I respect your convictions, but you're so off base." And that was like the best thing ever.
And then they got now they've been happily married for 14 years.
No.
But anyways, your dad saved the president. Did he ever work? Your dad was in the Secret Service.
My dad
right?
was a Secret Service agent.
Okay. Secret. Did president any? Did he?
Yeah, Carter through Clinton.
Carter, the peanut farmer.
When my my the my brother who's oldest to me, like next oldest to me.
How many is you?
Young grew up the youngest of 6. Now I have and
Oh my God.
now as an adult I have 3 stepsisters as well. My Christmas had 41 people at it. Like, are you sure I'm not Mexican?
Yeah, it sounds like it. You get pregnant a lot, or so? Okay, your brother. That should be a modelo. That tattoo. Wait, that's not a beer, right?
No,
God damn it!
It's a hourglass.
Oh, I see it now. With mountains, right?
Skull on the
What
bottom.
does a skull represent?
I mean, when your time's up, your time's up.
That's a movie, right?
Just, I mean,
About Me Too? Or no, that was one of the hashtags. It was Time's Up and Me Too, right? Remember? Bill Cosby.
I mean, I hate explaining tattoos, but like, for me, it's just like make every day count.
Have you seen my tattoos?
I've heard about your tattoos. You have a dog tattoo.
From American History X. Did you know that?
No, or I probably heard it but forgot it. American History. I thought it was your dog.
All right, pull up American History X dog tattoo real quick. So no, but it was so Lobo. I was a dog dad, right? So there was a little dog that showed up in my basement. I was in my hammock and I saw a dog and I got angry and I went upstairs and I was like, why is there a dog in our house? I'm not taking care of it, blah blah blah. I don't want this in my house. I'm not helping it, right? He was in the basement. I go upstairs. I hear him crying. Blah blah blah. I go downstairs. We sleep. Blah blah. It became like kind of my best friend. And then he died, right? Or I don't know if he died. He was sent to Arizona because he bit a few people. He was a Rottweiler. He was sent to Arizona. My parents didn't like tattoos, so I got this stupid little tattoo. It was supposed to be. Remember the Sublime tattoo guy? He had that big Sublime tattoo.
Bradley Knoll had Sublime across his back.
Yeah, and that's what the Lobo was supposed to be, big across my back. And that was the deal. When I go back to the next day to the tattoo shop in Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin, that's not around anymore, he was like, nope. 250, it's gonna be this big. But we agreed to this, and I was like in my head, I was like, if I don't get this tattoo right now, I'll never get it. And it's like I'm getting a spite tattoo because I'm mad at my parents for sending the dog away. So I get the Lobo. So I had this dumb little tattoo, this little Lobo tattoo on my back for I don't know how long. And then finally, I was like, I went to a shop again in Wisconsin, in Pleasant Prairie. It's not there anymore, but it's by where my girlfriend gets her sushi now, Hanada. And then I was like, you know what? I looked up, like, I Googled, like, cool Rottweilers or something, right? And I was like, oh, these look pretty cool. But Edward Norton did play a white supremacist in the movie. But the dogs aren't racist. It was just on he's an actor. It wasn't about it. So I was like, I like these. So I got these two on my back. So I am a Mexican with American History X tattoos on my back. But it's for the dogs.
Cool.
But anyways, you were explaining your tattoo. Do you remember what we were talking about? Oh, time's up. Your time is up. The tattoo.
When you're like, make every day count. That's all. Like, there has to be something after this, but enjoy every day on.
What do you think happens when you die? Do you have any thoughts, Justin? Nothing. There's just a big Final Cut Pro in the sky. Wait, do you use Final Cut? I forget. Oh, my bad. Ugh. Is that looked down upon by editors, or is it a preference thing?
I mean, it is looked down on
by like real editors.
By me, but my opinion doesn't matter.
What do you use? Who is that? That's not Adobe's Premiere, right? Is that better than Final Cut, or is that Final Cut is for children, little babies? But okay, Anyway, so your dad. Okay, your second or your brother? Because your dad was
My dad was
Carter.
my dad was
Peanuts.
Carter, and I think one of his first assignments was watching Jimmy Carter's son in Calhoun, Georgia, which is a very small town. Like Brandon Kiefer
Been
does.
there. I
Well,
used to drive through to go to Florida.
I asked Brandon Kiefer, I was like, "Have you ever heard of Calhoun?" He's like, "No," and he's my Georgia expert.
Pull up Calhoun, Georgia, really, because I there's a golf course there. I'm in golf, so
You know what? I got to go to Pinehurst once, and no one would let me golf because my whole family's like, "No, you're just too spazzy."
what were you? Oh, like your family didn't let you golf there?
No,
Fuck
I've always wanted to go. Well, yeah, but I'm not gonna go to Pinehurst and
Look, fuck Pinehurst. Look, no, not fuck Pinehurst. Pinehurst is a great country. They're actually a customer of mine, but
customer. What do you
I'm
do?
my day job. I'm in golf. I sell to golf courses and golf. I sell golf equipment and stuff to golf course. I just got back from North
I
Carolina
bet
from a
you're
golf show.
really good at that.
At the sales job, I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could be better if it wasn't for the ADHD. Let me see. Oh, I've been in Marietta. Where's Calhoun? Oh, 75. I've driven through Cal. Let me see. How do you? You know what I'm trying to do?
Yeah, I need to not block the little plus
Okay.
icon so I can see where it is.
Okay. Now
Essentially,
go this way.
Jimmy Carter's son
Sugar Valley. It sounds like a good
lived
strip club. Okay.
lived in Calhoun.
Naomi. She married that white dude from England. Ziggy Stardust, right? Naomi was Campbell's. Wasn't she married to him? He died.
No, David Bowie was married to Iman, not Naomi Campbell.
All right, the race is dead. Anyways, but Calhoun.
I've been listening to so many episodes where you get shit like this wrong,
get it.
and I'm like yelling on the train.
Rodescu and fucking Rovan. Oscar messages me. He's like, Giovanni, you said Rodescu again. It's Rovan. Okay, Rodescu Hopkins did not do cocaine with me allegedly on one of the episodes in front of whatever bar used to have that the Chris Damon mic. Power
Gallery Cabaret.
Gallery. So that was not Rodescu. It was Rovan.
Allegedly.
Okay. All right. So what was the job?
So Jimmy Carter's son lived there while Jimmy Carter was in the White House. So my dad was the Secret Service agent for Jimmy Carter's son. After Jimmy Carter lost re-election, they got transferred to Grand Rapids, Michigan, which is where
Mr. Grins is.
which is where I was born.
Mr. Grins? Not Mr. Grins, but this is a
Dr. Grins.
Dr. Grins in the that little mall thing or whatever. Yeah.
So
My friend got punched in the face in Grand Rapids.
I have a friend from high school growing up in North Dakota who ended up in Grand Rapids, and I went there for their wedding. And it was so funny because in that big like complex where Dr. Grins is, I had like an afternoon off. So I like walked.
The name, I can't remember it, but
No, it's Dr. Grins.
But the little complex, it's called something.
The Hib or the something. But I went to this restaurant in it, and I like ate at the bar, had a lovely conversation with the bartender, and I was like, "Hey, I need to get a pack of smokes. Where can I do that?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, there's a party store around the corner." And I was like,
Party store?
I'm like, "Balloons?"
Party City?
And they're like, "No, a party store." I'm like, "Streamers." They're like, "No, a party store." And apparently in Michigan, stores that sell liquor are called party stores.
Really?
Yeah, that happened to me in Grand Rapids. But no, I was born in Grand Rapids, but I moved to North Dakota at like 2.5.
Did your dad ever what is it called?
Or
Reagan.
maybe
Was there any
it's just a
Reagan?
thing.
No Reagan? Ronald Reagan? Not at all?
No, definitely Reagan.
So did your dad work around? Where was he at when Reagan? Because like Reagan got shot.
Reagan got shot. My
Because
dad,
of Jodie Foster, right?
yeah, John Hinckley Jr. was trying to impress Jodie Foster and shot Ronald Reagan.
Look, that for people who that tells you so much about how misguided dudes are. Even I was like, I started playing guitar in high school because I had a crush on a girl. And I was like, I'm gonna start playing guitar. And then later I was playing and I was like, she's not even into this type of music. Like we don't. It's like I don't know. I don't know if you've ever done anything that was misguided to try to impress a female before, Justin. But it's like I've done a lot. You know what I mean? Like,
How about the fact that he thought shooting the fucking president? Like, we're not talking about learning to play guitar. We're talking
Mhm.
like he's shooting the fucking. He's like, this is gonna get her.
I shouldn't have got a Yamaha. If it was a real Strat, she would have liked me.
Flowers. What's wrong with flowers?
So I do have a rule where I don't buy flowers for my girlfriend
Okay.
if she's upset with me.
Why
Like,
not?
because when we first started dating, her friend was dating this one guy. I won't say his name, but he obviously did a lot of cocaine. Because we were out at this place called the Dells, right? And he was telling
The Dell, like the
Wisconsin
Wisconsin.
Dells,
Okay.
the Wisconsin Dells, and then he told her friend that he was with at the time, and he was like, "Hey, girl, I ain't do that shit no more." Blah blah blah. And I was like, as somebody who allegedly used to do that stuff, like like okay, motherfucker's doing coke. You can see him, you can see the face, see the sniffing, like. Ugh. And I was like, I'm pretty sure he's on coke. And then he went up to me. He's like, "Hey, Giovanni, I have coke in the other room if you want to go do some." And then I told her, I was like, "Yeah, he's doing." And then she was like, "No, he told me he's not doing it." Blah blah blah. Like, I don't know if you've ever turned a blind eye to like what's directly in front of you, as far as because maybe you like a person. Has that happened?
Yeah. Oh, so like with the dude the abortion dude that I was
Bill
with,
Abortion.
Bill Abortion.
Bill Abortion.
abortion,
He was a ginger,
because
which
he
is
was a
right.
ginger. You get it. Great joke.
Which ginger is it helps you when you're nauseous when you're pregnant. Full circle, but continue. Sorry.
Which I wasn't. But I broke up with him. Like, I had my second abortion on December 18th. We spent the holidays with our families, including my family went on a 4-day vacation to Seattle, brought him with us.
They wear a lot of flannel there.
They do. We came back. He immediately left and went to Minneapolis, which is where she was. And then while he was gone, I was like, all right, when he comes back, I'm breaking up with him. We broke up January 2nd, and then I woke up January 21st.
It's a long nap.
No, like I woke up on that day and I was like, oh, he's sleeping with her.
How'd you find out?
I just knew. Like, I woke up one day and I knew.
His intuition.
I mean, not even intuition. It took me through. Like, he got really fucking mean, and I don't know why. He said it was because of the abortion. He
Mhm.
blamed me for the abortion. I had to pay for both of them.
He was poor.
No, he just like
He was against it, so he didn't want to put money, or what?
yeah, but he was against it, so he didn't want to put money. But he was also against he was like against bringing the baby to term.
Was he also against who paid when you guys went out to dinner? Did he pay? Did you guys split it?
I mean, we would split it not like 50-50 every time, but like I would pay, he would pay. Like, he got really tripped up by the abortions, and I was like, he just didn't have.
He tripped over the umbilical cord.
No, because I
Yeah, it doesn't.
fucking had
Yeah, it doesn't get that. No.
abortions.
Bad joke.
But I feel like when I had my abortion in North Dakota, it was really difficult because you have to go. I'm gonna make it sound like a cold, but the first one I caught early, so I was able to have a medicated abortion. So I
He
went.
gave you a few pills.
Well, here's the thing.
Are you 47? Was that still around? I'm old, so I remember.
I'm 41
Oh, okay.
years old.
Okay, you're a little older than me.
As of, did you ask if I was 47?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, because you just said, "Are you 47?"
Are you 47? That was your abortion pill. Remember in the
Oh,
90s?
Are you 47?
Are you for?
I thought you were asking me,
Oh.
are you 47?
No, like R and U. Remember, wasn't that the name of the abortion pill back in the 90s? Type it. Are you 47 or force? Are you 47 abortion
No, I'm
pill?
41.
Abortion. Because I used to listen to Love Line, so they talked about the morning after pill, the abortion pill,
Loveline.
abortion pills. I swear it was the abortion pill.
Or was it?
Are you 46? Are you kidding me? Oh, is that maybe the early version? I thought it was, where the fuck would I get the 7 from? Are you 46? Oh, Miss Pristown uses it, goes, oh my god, I swear it was Are You.
Well, did that become the morning after pill?
No, it was different. So how the morning after pill worked was it prevented implantation from on the side thing, the uterus or something like that. So it would prevent implantation. So without it or something like that. It did something where it was technically not like an abortion, the morning after pill. Not the same thing. It's important to note the abortion pill. The abortion, like, okay.
Yep. Okay, I've done that.
Yeah. So the morning after pill was like, I'm gonna stop this before the egg gets fertilized. It stopped it. The RU 486 was like basically, remember what's his name? The Macho Man, right? Like
Randy
RU 46.
Savage?
Yeah. So yeah, it was like the elbow drop on the actual the cells or the fetus. But so it was actually you know what I mean? Fatigue, mild chills. What's porphyria?
RU
The fuck is that?
486 was the Macho Man Randy
Oh no, not him, but his
Savage.
elbow drop. Like this is the pregnancy. And he was like,
I just want to
oh yeah, brother.
make sure.
Right? Isn't that the medical term? I feel like when you go, when you went to the abortion field, did they have pictures of the Macho Man? It's like, well, what we're gonna do here
I wish.
is gonna be IUD. I know I've heard that at open mics, right? IUD. What the fuck's do you know what porphyria is? That sounds like a Rihanna song, right? Isn't that porphyria? No.
Oh, like Disturbia.
There we go. Disturbia. Porphyria is refers to a group of disorders that result from a buildup of natural chemicals that produce porphyrin. What the fuck's porphyrins are essential function of hemoglobin. I know that's something with blood. Red blood cells can cause significant problems. I feel like when you look something up and you get a definition with the thing in it, and then you don't feel any smarter because it's like you're using the word. I don't know what this is.
I know what all of those words mean separately, but you string them together in a sentence.
Urination problems, seizure, high blood pressure, pain in your chest, legs back. Hey, so when Reagan was shot, where was your dad at when Reagan was shot?
Shit. I don't remember. I don't think
With Jodie Foster.
No, I feel like he was, because will you look up when that happened, when Reagan got shot? Because I don't feel like he wasn't on the team that was guarding him then.
I'm gonna ask you about a movie in a little bit, and I want to know if you saw it and your dad saw it.
81. So they either just moved to Grand Rapids, Michigan, or nope, they were probably already in Grand
Did you
Rapids.
read this Catcher in the Rye book? Right? Wasn't he John Hinckley? Didn't he read the book? It was like a mixture of that and Jodie Foster.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's other things going on, but let's just blame it on the book. But
He blamed it, like there was, I don't know if there was a note.
did you read that book? Do you know what it's about?
Yeah.
Why does it make it shoot presidents? Because somebody else read that book and shot somebody, right? Catcher in the Rye.
I read it years ago as a teenager. I like J.D. Salinger as a writer, but I just I don't. They called people phonies a lot in that book, Catcher in the Rye. It was about a guy who went to.
What happened to that? What was his deal? He was.
I feel like it was about two roommates. I could be getting this totally wrong. Two roommates who went to prep school together. Will you look this up? Sorry. Catcher in the Rye. I haven't read it since I was like 16.
Okay, quick association. I think when I think of prep school, I think of
School ties.
Yes, Brendan Fraser, right? There we go.
School
Was he a Jew?
ties.
And there was a big swastika. That's when I learned a little bit about like anti-Semitism. when I was
That's how I learned about anti-Semitism.
How'd you learn about it? Well, probably maybe the anti-Semitism.
So a lot of people liked to make fun of me by calling me a Hitler Youth or a Nazi.
Oh, you have blue eyes, blonde hair. I see it.
And I was always like, what does that mean? And then in like 4th grade, somebody was like, "Yeah, there was a war. They killed a ton of people,
And they look like
and
you.
they look like you." And I was like, "Oh, neat." And I went to an elementary school that was very, very small, but very, very diverse. So like, me and my brother were the only white kids on my street, and I was like, I don't really understand demographic change. And so I basically got made fun of for something I didn't understand until high school. I was like, "Oh, you all are." I feel very like I was very meaned to. So like it's one of those things
Fuck Hitler.
you just can't conceptualize until you're like an adult and you really like, I went through that like 18-year-old on History Channel phase where you watch like a ton of
Holy shit.
this was actually way worse than my child brain could even conceive.
Yeah, because you was a kid, he was like, "You sons of bitch," and I was like, "Oh, it's pretty bad. This is pretty bad." J.D. Salinger, J.D. Those are my initials. Your ideas.
First of all, the very
Shooting.
first thing, Mark David
Mark,
Chapman.
I knew there was another one. He shot John Lennon to impress Yoko Ono, right?
What?
No, I don't think. anybody's
No,
trying
not to impress local Yoko Ono.
David, Robert John Bardo, who murdered Rebecca Schaefer. I don't know. He was carrying his book in 1989. Oh, it's only 3. In my head, I had but there was 2 famous ones: John Lennon and Ronald Reagan, who was an actor, right? He did some other stuff too.
Was he? I don't know if he was elected. He might have been recently elected president in '81. I don't remember when Ford lost to Reagan.
Take down that wall, right? That was him.
Mr. Gorbachev,
Take
take down
that
that
wall.
wall.
But no, like I was saying, anti-Semitism.
Why did you ask these questions?
Well, because it's like I saw because I didn't know. Like I think before we learned it in school, I remember I saw the swastika, and it was raining in that scene in School Ties, and I was like, I didn't get it because like I'm Mexican, right? It's like y'all, you all look white. Why are you yelling at the other white dude? Like, what Jewish? What does that mean? Like, I didn't get it. It was like it didn't make like you see your kid. You're like, you're white, he's white. Why are you hitting him with doorknobs? I don't know if that happened. Was a scene? Was that a scene, or am I mixing up?
No. You're totally getting it right. And in North Dakota, like in
Fraser.
I love Brendan Fraser.
Not too much because one of my best friends looks like him. So
I haven't seen The Whale, but no.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna.
You know what? I've seen a stage adaptation of it years ago, with a theater company I really liked back in
Did you see
Minneapolis.
Blast from the Past?
What?
Did you see Blast from the Past?
Hell yeah, I did.
With Alicia Swords. That's a great movie. Oh my god.
But
And
there just
Chris
weren't a
Walken.
lot of Jewish people growing up in North Dakota. I had one friend from like the 6th grade on to adulthood. We're still friends today, but like she went to our Catholic school. She went to a Catholic university. Like it didn't occur to me. Like we learned about the Holocaust growing up, but since there were no Jewish people around to inform on what we learned in school, we really were like, oh, it ended with the Holocaust. So it wasn't until I was into adulthood that I realized.
Well, like as a kid, this is how the Holocaust ended. And Frank was like, and everybody has a good heart, or whatever she said at the end. I was like, oh wow, everything turned out okay. And they're like, they don't show you the pictures. Oh, Anne Frank was executed. This is when she was starved to death. Like I had a crush on Anne Frank. Like when I was in grammar school and grade school, I remember I was reading it. I was like, I connected.
6th, 7th, or 8th grade, you had to read it.
And I read it and I was like, I think she would have liked me because I didn't really get with girls until later. So like I was reaching for anything. I was like, I like her and Frank, and I was like,
and there was a rumor that there was an uncut unabridged where she was talking about like lesbian shit, and we're like, we just need to get our hands on that because our Catholic school, like obviously. I don't even know if it exists, but like there was that kind of like
there was a video series by this company that I don't know if it's around anymore. It was called Vivid. It was called Where the Girls Aren't. Do you remember? Anybody know? This is before the internet.
I know, like I have my very
Jenny
specific
was in
porn
it.
needs, but I know, like I'm sure Vivid's still around. I don't engage with their content, but I'm sure they're still around.
I know this because I used to read the magazines, and at the end of the magazines, they had reviews, and they would get ranked high in the reviews. Where the girls,
it's Vivid Videos, actually.
yeah, Vivid film, or no, I think it is films.
No, I think it's videos.
They might have rebranded, but Where the Girls Aren't. I remember Asia Carrera was in it.
Oh, we were both wrong.
Go to where the girls aren't. Oh, look, Asia. Hold on. I remember Asia. Okay, hold on. Let's pervert history real quick. Slow down. Asia Carrera.
Brianna Banks.
She was mixed race. Brianna Banks had big boobs. Very skinny, no ass. But I was like, it's her first big boob chick. Sunny Leone. She's actually Indian. Christine Kenny had big boobs. Tiffany, I forgot. Ginger Lynn was blonde. Hannah, hold on. Janine was on the cover of that Blink 182. Jenna Jameson. I think there's drugs now. She was
Janine
married.
was the one on the cover of the Blink 182 album. That girl.
What's my age again? I remember Nikki going down, Indians. Tara Patrick was super famous, so she only did lesbian stuff for a while. Asian, bigger boobs. Click on Tara Patrick real quick. Very, very pretty. She kind of
Oh, she's really pretty.
she was in the magazine. She was 5'9". Oh, she was married to Jerry Seinfeld's cousin, Evan
She was
Seinfeld.
born in Montana. That rules.
That's oh, that guy, right? He is the chode, remember? Like it wasn't that it was kind of fat, but it wasn't that long, and she only did scenes with him, the husband, in magazines. Does nobody back in my day when I used to no? Okay.
I don't remember it.
We're running out of time. Any last things that maybe you want not talk about? I've been ending with this maybe a little bit that annoy you, that you hate, that you don't like, because I want to be negative. Somewhat, but not really. I'm a positive person. I'm happy, but I complain a lot. I
Okay.
like Seinfeld.
I have been called aggressively friendly, like Midwest friendly. I consider myself a very friendly person, but there are a few things that annoy me. Like if you're on a fairly empty bus and it's starting to get full and you're sitting on an aisle seat, move to the window. Like just move
To the
over.
wall. Sweat
Just
drips down my
all my
balls.
balls.
James,
Um, I guess, I mean, as far as annoyance, that's probably the first thing that comes up because I've put myself on like a no Uber, no Lyft kind of mandate for the last couple months. It's not that bad. I don't mind riding the bus.
I'm gonna go on a little complaint rant. My sister complained to me one time.
Do it.
I become that old guy where it's like back in my day, she was like, oh, like she wasn't working at the time, but she was like on drugs. I didn't know at the time, but I was like, hey, you go to work. I don't have a car, and I was like, look, it took me when I went to community college. It took me 3 hours to get there. I'd catch one bus, go to the other bus, go to Gray's Lake, go. Blah, blah. So I was that guy, and I was like, look, I took the bus, I walked or whatever. So I figured it like so I turned into that guy, and I was like, so. But at the same time, she wasn't gonna go because she was popping pills at the time. Do you have any plugs, social media, anything you want to do? Like you're more comedy adjacent now, right? Because I'm like, I do some stuff here and there. I'm gonna do roast battle. That's fun. I do, but I'm like kind of laid back.
I'm more like I'm definitely more comedy adjacent now. Most of my very close friends are comics, and I perform for fun. I just did 8-bit on Monday.
Is the guy still hosting it? He just got engaged. I don't know if it was. I forgot his name, dude.
Tucker and Georgia.
Yeah. Tucker. I was doing 8-bit before pandemic, but I remember I was going Mondays, right?
Mondays, and I'm trying to.
He worked at Bob's Furniture. I don't know if he's still working there.
I don't think he is. I don't know where he is though. But I did that. No, the only thing I want to pimp is my Venmo.
What's your Venmo?
Katie-Oliver-20. I am broke as hell. Send me cash.
Cash me outside. How about that? Is that she has an OnlyFans now? Okay, follow the Lobo Den
Does she?
Yeah, Bad Baby. Remember, she was like, anybody who follows my OnlyFans is a pervert. I forgot. She made something. Blackfishing. But anyways, follow the Lobo Den Podcast on Instagram. There's a TikTok. I upload videos, delete the app, and I don't encourage people to go on it because they have to use that app. I don't like it. So don't go to the but Instagram, Facebook. There's a group called the Lobo Den. If you like inappropriate memes and stuff it's fun. It's all fun, but things get a little bit disgusting. Go to what's Life War on your laptop. What does that mean, Justin?
So that is a buddy of mine's streetwear brand. It's in Kansas City. And yeah, I've kind of followed them since their inception, probably in like 2013 or whatever. But yeah,
Kansas City has the best barbecue.
they have the best barbecue.
Best barbecue in Kansas City. So okay, and also there's follow Lobo and the Patreon, right? There is one episode out that I alleged to do Molly with somebody you might have done a podcast with. So it's up there. By the time this comes out, will it be out there? I don't know. For legality reasons. And there's butter and flour on the baklava and butter ghee. And again, to my left, Justin, Comic Glyph Studios. Okay, Lobo Den.
Lobo Den, Lobo Den, Lobo Den, Lobo Den, Lobo Den.